Going back in time. Please take me back. Going back decades. A few to be exact. My mama. My mom said, boy, focus on school. You always plotting and scheming. But my granny told me, son, ain't nothing wrong with dreaming. I used to dream of being a star, a big home, diamond rings, and a big old fancy car. Growing up in the South, my dreams were bigger than most. This old dude at the juke joint said to me once, ain't nobody like us country folks. Fishing holes, gravel roads, country cooking was what I knew. I knew there was something different, depending on the path I choose. Going back in time, please take me back. Going back decades, a few to be exact. Going back in time, I still hear mama call my name. Going back decades, I made it through the flame. From street corners, hood spots, always dodging one time. Fedoras and hustle short skirts, man, the sisters were fine. A half pint of Seagrams in a paper bag, 79 Seville with a clean ass rag, smoother than silk. The OGs kept that snub nose handy. I'm talking now and later, stage planks and $1 worth of any candy. Pork chopper rib sandwich after kicking it at the club. Now you can't get a Big Mac meal without spinning the dub. I made it, despite the odds stacked against me. Gotta grab the younger generation and bring the little homies with me. Going back. Please take me back. Going back decades, a few to be exact. Going back in time, I still hear mama call my name. Going back decades, I made it through the flame. If I could fold the years, I'd show you what they hear. Every sky was telling me, don't quit, just live. Now I look back and I know that dream was never small. I came from almost nowhere, now I'm standing tall. Going back in time, please take me back. Going back decades, a few to be exact. Going back in time, I still hear mama call my name. Going back decades, I made it through the flame.
Hey, sorry about that, man. I had to put my avatar up. As you can see from the title, if I could, I would. What would you do if you could go back in time, do something a little different? Could be something great, could be something better, could be something not at all. But with that being said, welcome to Points Blank Experience, and I am your host that sometimes does the most. Like I just did the most playing that damn song. We don't start there. Anyway, hey, it's your boy Rod. Glad to have y'all here tonight. And man, I wrote this song, but I rewrote it today because there was a couple of things I wrote it probably 2-3 months ago. But a lot of times I hear people, especially people that look like me, we always got this little saying, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. If I coulda, if I woulda, and if I shoulda. But I never hear the rest of it. I always hear if I coulda, shoulda, woulda, but I don't never hear the rest. So tonight I want to have a little fun, get a little serious, whatever y'all want to do. I can go either way. But if you could, what would you change? What would you do? It don't have to be a change. What would you do? And obviously, if you could, you would. If it's gonna be a change. Let me see who we got in the house here. We got Miss Cheryl Bubbles in the house. Channel member say, hey, Points Blank, what it do? What it do? We got channel member Tara in the house. Said, happy hump day. It is Wednesday. And we got Miss Cheryl again. We got Sandra James living it. If I could, I would. Okay, let's see. Hey, Ron, Cheryl, and Tara, let's go. We got my co-host just asking for a friend. Has Rick. She's part of the executive team. And I'm the executive team on her channel. We just executives. So, hold up, man. Let me get my nostrils together here. Hey, y'all. When I'm up here by myself, that means I can just do what I want to do. Ain't no Tanya, ain't no Keisha. I can just act a fool. I can blow my nose and everything else. But I like to have fun regardless to who's up here. So we got Keisha Chatterman in the crib. Let me see who else we got in here. Make sure I ain't missing nobody else. Yeah, that's my merch, man. Hey, y'all want to hear something funny? If I could, I would find out what my merch is because it's missing. It's there. It's somewhere. It's probably on Points Play Travel, man. It's probably over there. But yeah, this is my merch. I got hats, cups, coffee mugs. I got all kind of stuff, man. And, that's when it's crazy how the hunger, like when I first started YouTube, I was hungry. I had business cards. I ain't had no QR codes. I don't think they was out yet. If they was, I didn't know about them. I had merch. It used to be the Points Blank Travel, but I just took that out. Hell, Points Blank Travel was enough, man. Hold on, man. I'm going to mute my phone and do this here. I had to blow. I hit the wrong button. I had to blow my nose, man. I'm over here sounding like little Roscoe from Martin. But yeah, that's my merch I have. And that's one of the things, man. If I could, if one thing starting off, there's several things I'm going to be saying, and please y'all help me out. Put if you could what you would do. But if I could, I would have kept life simple like it was when I was a kid. That's why, the name of that song is Going Back in Time. When life was simple, when I mean, you're going to have bills, you're going to have to get a job, you're going to have to provide for a family if you have one. But even with that right there is complicated enough. But then we add more complication, and I ain't about to get too serious tonight because I don't even supposed to be up here right now. I don't even supposed to be live. But if I could, I would have kept life simple. I tell you, my funnest time in life. It wasn't even when I was a kid. It wasn't when I was paying bills. It was when I first joined the Navy. I was beyond broke. I mean, I had a job. I was working, but they wasn't really paying me. I was in the military. This was 1989, December going into 90. But I had the most fun, man. I'll be honest, man. I had genuine friends because we weren't just friends. We were comrades in arms. We had to look out for each other when we went out to sea. And if I ain't mistaken, only probably 2 of us out of 5 of us could swim. Y'all already know I wasn't one that could swim. So it's like, man, life was simple. Nobody had a car. We walked everywhere or we caught a cab. That was usually on paydays. Other than that, we was catching the bus. And I remember, this is a true story, man. I remember back in the day. So I'm saying, if I could, I would have kept life simple. Anybody just coming in. But I remember going to the package store, scrounging up $5, and we would get a 40 a piece of OE. I ain't gonna say it all out loud now. That was about $1.50 a pop. That's $3. And then we go to churches and get $2.99. This was me and just one buddy. Now, it wasn't all 5 of us. We couldn't pull that off. And we get us the 2-piece of churches, 2 pieces and a biscuit. You look at it, it might give you a jalapeno for free. I mean, that was good old days, man. Let me see what else we got in here. All right. Everybody, all right. Okay. Here we go. That's what I want to see, man. That's what I want to see. Sandra leading the charge. Sandra said, if I could or would have listened to my parents, for sure. Woo, wait, boy. I could spend the whole show talking about that one, but real talk. I started that song 2 ways. My mama told me not to scheme and hustle or plot and scheming or something like that. But my grandma told me there was nothing wrong with dreaming. One of the things that if I could, I would go back and take advantage of those two ladies and soak up all the knowledge I could. I soaked up quite a bit. But the two women I mentioned at the beginning of this song, my mother and my grandmother, which was her mother, I would have been in the kitchen watching how they made the cornbread for real. I ain't talking about the Jiffy. Watching how they baked them cakes. It wasn't no boxes that had nobody's name on it. It was just some flour and some sugar and some salt for whatever. I don't even know why they had the salt, but they had it. I would have, when my mother was fussing, instead of tuning her out, I'd have probably opened my ears more. That's just hitting y'all with a little bit right now. So Cedric, thank you for reminding me that I ain't listened too well when I was a kid, but they still need to tell why his appetite has changed. Who the hell are we talking about? Oh, we got to go up here. Duchess Labs came back. Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay, y'all having a sound like, what the hell are they talking about, man? Hey, what's up, Fambo? I see you up in here. Hey, Rod. Hey, what's going on, Sassy? I saw your post. I got to get in touch with you. I saw your post. Boy, if I ain't had this live, I would have already been figured out what happened. But anyway, I saw your post. You put it out there, but I got to talk to you about that. All right, I'm going to skip Michelle and Keisha for a minute because they talking about labs and appetites, and they making me hungry. Hell, y'all, boy, I came up with a plan today. I'll tell y'all about that later. Salute on this Wisdom Wednesday. That's a tongue twister. All right, woulda, coulda, shoulda means no. So that, yeah, you're right. I wish I woulda. I wish I shoulda. What I don't think they say I shoulda, coulda, woulda, or however that went. But how about, I'm gonna say something before I go any further. The way I was raised, our life is already written. And I just wondered, whatever I did, was I supposed to do it that way? But I can't help but say, man, if I would have paid attention in school a little more, I ain't talking about no degree. I'm sorry. I was tired of school. But if I would have paid a little more attention in school, where would I be today? I already had a successful adult life without paying total attention. So if I'd have paid more attention, where would I be? I ain't got to have no piece of paper because I got this. My mom always told me I ain't got to have. I mean, it's better now. If you walk into a job interview, tell me, hey, do you have a degree? Yes, up here. You might still be trying to look for a job, but seriously, if I would have paid more attention in school, I wish I would have, because I'd have been more dangerous than I am right now. You could take anything away from. I was told something today, and this is one of the reasons I did this topic. I've been having this topic, but I decided to do it today. It was by another sister. I had an appointment, and she said something to me. She said, "Why quit? Why quit? You're right there, Rod. You're right there. Why?" And she wasn't talking about no YouTube. You're right there. Why quit? I was like, man, because I'm tired. She's like, you're mentally tired because you're telling yourself you're tired. If you stop telling you that and using that energy that you're telling yourself in those negative thoughts, you might have a little more energy to keep going. I was like, God dang, man. No wonder she sit on the other side of the desk, man. Anyway, who else we got? Hey, what's going on, Sharice? How you doing up in the building? How you doing? And now let's see. I would have finished college right out of high school, buy a home by 25 because the house will be paid off and invest more than my 401k. I love that. And that's how we're starting to think now. But if we go back, we didn't really think like that, man. If you like me, I'm sorry I'm trying to put all y'all in the boat with me. I need some room. I need some company in there. But if you like me, you thought about the moment. That's another thing. If I could, I would have not lived for the moment. What do I mean when I say live for the moment? All this technology stuff, they're talking about instant gratification. But I got to go back a couple of decades. The people I know, mainly me, wanted instant gratification. I got smarter at a young age and started investing, but how much? Oh boy, wait till y'all hear this next one. Y'all ain't gonna believe I'm admitting this one. But I'm gonna go through these comments. I want to hear what y'all are saying. But so I'm gonna put a star on there. I'm gonna come back. finish college, buy a home. I'm gonna start with buy a home by 25 because I've calculated in 30 years I will be 55 and that biggest expense I have is gone. But I know I wasn't thinking like that. I was thinking about I'm gonna kick it at 25 and see how much more money I can make to kick it by 27, and I'll buy a house later. I ain't worried about 401k because I'm gonna have a military retirement. That was a dumb one. And that's true. Boy, I like that. I got a story on there. Cheryl said she would have a home. So y'all know I ain't know what a homestead was till I met Just Asking for a Friend. Keisha, who's in the comments, my co-host. Y'all have to describe. I think it's some animals, it's some plant, some vegetables and fruit garden, and there's something else to go to homestead. I can't remember. I'm a novice with it. What's up, Miss Jerry? I see you up in this thing. What's going on? Channel member Jerry Allen is in the crib. Everybody's speaking to everybody. And I might skip some of the speaking. If I would have stayed in school instead of ditching in the park, I wouldn't have had to go to college at 100 years old. Well, damn, Miss Sandra, you ain't no 100. You ain't 100. So, but what you're saying, if you would have stayed in school instead of ditching in the park, you could have went to school a lot earlier and not wait until your later years. That's what I'm getting out of that. Makes sense, man. But you know what I learned? I got my degree at 48. And I ain't want to go at 18 like all the other people. I wanted to wait about 3 decades. But I'm glad I did. I ain't telling nobody to do this now. Did what Rod said, what he did. What y'all go do? And y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this out, tell a friend to tell a friend. But I'm glad I waited a little while. I ain't said wait 30 years, but I was more mature. I took it more seriously, and I had a reason to go other than my mom said I couldn't live with her. I wanted to be successful. At 18, 19, do we even know what success looks like? No, we think we do. But now, success, going back up to this comment, this is what success looked like. Buying a house by the time you're 25, so it's paid off in 30 years while you're 55, you ain't even retired yet. You might be, I don't know, you might be a gazillionaire. And invest more than my 401k. That's what success looked like. Let me get on back down here and see what y'all were talking about. All right, everybody speaking. I said, okay, so everybody speaking, we at the end, So, if I could, I would have spent less money in my younger years because it's true. When you're not used to something and you get it, you really don't understand it. You don't understand the value of it. And I ain't talking about when I got for real money, like making 6 figures. I'm talking about when I started making money in the Navy. And I wasn't making 6 figures in the Navy, but I wish I would have did things a lot differently, like plan, like Tara was saying. Like even now, I wish I would have this here one here. I'm actually see if anybody else is feeling like this. I wish I would have held myself more accountable. We depend on other people to hold us accountable, whether it's your spouse, your parents, your siblings, your offspring, your grandparents, your co-workers, your friends, your homeboy, your homegirl. But how much time do we spend holding ourselves accountable? And I'm gonna tell y'all one of the things when I went to the VA one day. Then I was in the hospital 28 days. I said, man, when I get out of here, I'm gonna come back and volunteer. And I'm gonna do that one day soon. Not one day, like one day and it never happened, but one day. But I never held myself accountable to really do that. It sounded good when I'm laying in the bed and all these little machines hooked up to me and 15 doctors talking around me. Everything sounds good when you're in that predicament, but when everything's all right, I wish I would have followed up on what I said I was gonna do. held myself accountable and do what I said I was going to do. And how many times do we do that? Man, when I get paid, I'm gonna do this. When I get a raise, I'm gonna do that. And then when it happens, we have either short-term memory or get amnesia. I know I ain't the only one that go through this. What up? Hey, what up? Hey, TNT connected here. We got Tanya here. I'm gonna be dropping this link in a minute. Not asking Tanya or Keisha to come up there. Welcome. They're my co-hosts right there. But if anybody want to come up, and this is a Real Talk with Raj segment, but it's just not a more serious one. And y'all, I'm gonna talk to Tanya. Don't be surprised if we do this as a team on Live and Direct, because when I do these by myself, whether it was Keisha with the classroom or Tanya with Live and Direct on TNT Connect, I know they would have added more to it, man. They would have added some pizzazz, a little bit of that woman fire into it. You know, it would. I just know. So don't be surprised. I'll talk to Tanya, depending on, and I'm not gonna go too deep into it. Oh, never mind. she just shot her part in there. I tell you, hey, coming up there, got you on the TV while getting ready for bed. No late night tonight. She been grinding all week. I still didn't listen to Keisha. Keisha told me one lie to get a straw for this damn cup, and I keep forgetting. I am sure, Olivia, the older you okay, you mess with that. The older me is upset with Tara right now because Olivia is depending on me to take care of her. Ooh, y'all, hold on. It took me a minute to get it. I hope y'all might not be as slow as me. Man, I ain't never heard it put like that. I wish I could make this comment like go all the way across the screen. Well, like big. Tara says, I am sure Olivia, which is the older her, would be upset at Tara, her right now. So the future her will be upset at the present her, because the future her, hence 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, is dependent on Tara to take care of the older her. Man, boy, they should say that in church somewhere. I'm serious, y'all. That need to be reworded, like, you know, not it's perfect how it is, but I mean that hold on, I'm taking that down, Tara. If I was you, you should do something with that. That's all I'm gonna say. So without that being on the screen, I can attest to that. I don't think nobody's gonna do it. Ain't that many people watching. I don't know what my older name is. My older name gonna be Randolph. Randolph. Rod the Randolph. Don't ask me why I came up with that. Randolph would be pissed off right now at Rod. Because Rod, me, and y'all excuse my language. I'm sorry. I have no other way to say this than to say it like this. Rod didn't give a shit about Randolph. Rod cared about Rod. Rod cared about what Rod was doing for the moment. In the moment, yeah, I invested, whoop-de-doo. But I was blessed enough when life lifed. I was ready at 53 and retired from working, but I'm still working. But beyond that, this was one of the problems I had. I don't know if I'm talking to nobody else out there, but Rod thought that there wasn't going to be a Randolph. Let me pull this comment back up. In this case, Rod, which is Tara, thought Randolph, which is Olivia. Randolph is the older version of me. Rod thought it was never going to be. Rod didn't think he was going to make it to that point. Why? Because Rod was doing stuff that didn't make sense. I'm talking about pre-Navy now. Squandering Rod. All right. Hello, everybody. Speaking to T Connect, speaking Tanya, speaking to everybody. Sassy, Sharice, anyone I missed, Jerry, everybody. I was about I was always about my coins. I was hungry growing up. Now I'm living my best life. So if I read that correctly, Tanya was always about her money. She was hungry growing up. Tanya, I gotta just ask, and I've never asked her this, and I don't need no details. When you were growing up, was your hunger because of your present moment? Now, I'm asking that because I had a whole bunch of reasons to be hungry as hell when I was still in Arkansas. A lot of reasons. But somewhere between too cool and too lazy, I didn't even want an appetizer. I should have been more, I should have been at the buffet. So I'm curious if Tanya's hunger growing up had anything to do. I didn't see many opportunities coming from a hungry growing up standpoint. Now I should have been, but my hunger came. But how many people don't get this blessed or lucky, if you want to call it lucky? I'm gonna call it blessed. My hunger didn't come until I seen a different environment. When I went to California, boy, I wanted 2 plates, damn some silverware. I'm just eating with my hands. That's how hungry I was. I didn't care all this stuff I saw around me. So that made me go to another. If I could, I would. Right now, I ain't talking about yesteryear. And I might be blessed enough to do this one day. But if I could, I would every year go to I would start off in the South because that's where I'm from, but I'd try to venture all around the country. And I'd have a team. I'd have some male and female adults, chaperones, whatever we want to call it. And I would find some kids and take them out of that current environment. I don't care if it's a weekend. I don't care if it's 5 days. It ain't going to be longer than a week. Because that scenario I painted, one of the reasons Rod didn't think there was going to be a Randolph, which is an older version of Rod, is because of maybe some of his younger surroundings. Rod was hungry. He only wanted an appetizer in his younger surroundings because he was told and started to believe he would never make it or see anything better. But when he got one little opportunity and went to California, I became what Tanya's saying. But how many kids don't know to be hungry? How many young people don't know to be ready to pounce, ready to get? Because what they see around them doesn't even give them the slightest motivation to want to be hungry. We are a representation of what we're around. We don't have to do all the bad stuff. We might not do all the good stuff, but man, I remember they told me about flying the boot camp. I said, it's got to be another way we can get there. I had never been in a plane, man. We got it. Ain't no bus, ain't no trailway, no Greyhound. Hell, I ain't getting in no boat, so there ain't no option either because I couldn't swim. But anyway, yes, I identify with accountability. I wasn't accountable for anything back in the day. That's why I have so many coulda, wouldas. Telling y'all, it's Tanya, not Timmy. I kind of figured that, but see, when a person can come in here, adult, young adult, and say the comments that I see when it's Real Talk with Rod, and say the comments I see when it's Live and Direct, and say the comments I saw when it was a classroom, that's when I say, numbers is cool, but when I see stuff like this and people are opening up, they still got an S at the beginning of the title, but that subscribers turns into a supporter. Everybody ain't gonna say they wasn't accountable. I know I will. I ain't scared. I quit lying to myself in 2024. I was good at it up until 2024, boy. When my 5-hour trip to the hospital via ambulance turned into a 28-day evolution, I said, man, I got to tell these people what's really going on. Thank you, Sharisa. That's good. That's deep, Tar. I totally feel that for real. I'm telling you, man, I ain't never heard that. Hey, Tanya, what's your older Tanya name? Tell you, I think you should make it Beulah. Beulah, man. Yeah, I just see now. Let me tell you the bed. She chilling. She in here. Looking at everybody saying that your name. See, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did it. See, I didn't even see that. So y'all, next time we're gonna put on our names. It's gonna be next month when we do another live and direct. You gonna have the Beulah and Otis show. Man, y'all, I'm gonna tell you this much. He said my name gonna be Otis. Ooh. Golly, man. Yep, that's deep. Michelle saying that's deep. Hey, hey Keisha, I ain't see you said nothing in a while. You what's your future name? That's something good, Rod. I think a lot of us may be identifying with this because Sandra didn't give two thoughts to Miss Louise. And I'm telling you, man. I'm surprised nobody here said they wish they'd played the lotto so they didn't have to work. Now, I will say that though. I hear a lot of people now. So when I was in high school, I was a football player. I think they called it a jock or whatever. I played football. I didn't play basketball in high school. I played in junior high. Football and basketball. Popular, was the student council president, was in every club where the girls were, whatever. The girls was in the library club, the FMLA club. I don't even know what that meant, but I was in there. But I hear a lot of people now, and I kind of wish if I could, I would go back to high school, and maybe they don't have it now. I ain't know it's going to be extinct, but I probably would have took a home ed class. Maybe some wood cutting or wood carving or whatever they used to call it. I didn't care about all that, man. That was where the non-football players went to them classes. But all those people that I played football with, I don't think none of us went pro. So we should have slid over to home ec and the wood cutting class or wood carving or wood crafting or whatever they call it. Okay, due to not having anything and coming from nothing. If I could, I would. And it's several people here that had the power to do this. Tanya's one of them, Rod's one of them, Miss Cheryl's one of them, Sandra's one of them, Keisha's one of them. Any other content creators in here? The educated natural, I see her down there. She's one of them. If I could, I would. And I ain't got to go spend no money. I could do it right here. If I could, I would speak and educate to the people, the parents. My videos are set to no kids, but it's set to all the parents out there. Because it's people out there right now like a Rod and a Tanya that came from nothing, and we saw something bigger. But it's a lot of kids out there and a lot of parents. It's not that they don't see nothing bigger. They think they can't get to anything bigger. Because every time, who sang that song? Chingy? Every time I get close, you keep pulling me back. It's going to happen all your life. Every time I saved, got some good investments, life happened, and it kept pulling my money back to the other people. It's going to always happen, man. I knew I didn't want what I was born into. Y'all, these people now don't have the drive that we had. They don't have the will that we had. And I was forced into my will, boy. I ain't have none either. I'm over here talking about y'all, the will y'all had, because I ain't have none either. I'm like the little kids today. I'm going to talk about something else. I want y'all to think about this. I'm about to go through these comments. If I could, I would have not been so comfortable. That's a hell of a word. Comfortable is a hell of a word. I ain't talking about no lazy boy chair. I ain't talking about no California King mattress and you all in there all soft and sunk down pillow tops and y'all almost cursed stuff conforming to your body. I'm talking about comfortable in the environment we live in, comfortable with the paycheck that they give to us. Like my boy Chris Sane said last night, some of us are comfortable, and I was one of them working at the corporate plantation. Yeah, I said it. Comfortable. And I didn't know Tanya was going to be in here. I didn't even know I was going to say what I'm saying. I don't script my stuff. I ain't got nothing wrote down up here, nothing. I don't even have a notebook next to my iPad over there. My daughter walked here and said, "Is that preacher on again?" Man, ever since she was, and she in college now. No, she graduated college. When I first met her, her daughter called me the preacher. Got my, hey, y'all, if you're a content creator, you might want to go look at the live Educated Natural. You'll hear her say 10. She did it today. Y'all, I said I lied to 10 about 4 times. I kept saying I'm leaving, but Chinky was there again. He kept pulling me back. I was like, boy, every time I'm leaving, man, she'd say something else that was so true. Hey, Keisha, what's gonna be your name? Like, okay, Miss Sandra, Sandra's Louise, I'm Randolph, but Tanya said I'm Otis, but Tanya Bueller, so it don't matter. But Tara started all this because she said her older person would be Olivia. Yeah, I know Keisha's concerned with the older Keisha because Keisha thinks like that. I worked with her. All right, you listening in, everybody speaking. Man, let me make sure I get. My name would be Shirley. All right, Shirley. Every time I hear Shirley, I think about what's happening. Raj and Rerun and Dwayne. All right, Shirley. Well, you should have never told me that. What up, Shirley? Y'all, I'm be on live and direct. I got my co-host Shirley. I'm sorry, tell you better put only your name in the next show. Y'all, man. I like Willie Mae as well. Willie Mae. Yeah, hey, why did that's something else? Maybe this is the superpower we missing. If I could, I would make it mandatory for about 4 years that every female baby that's born middle name be May. Because I think my grandma just didn't give a damn about the middle name because I ain't gonna, there was a Eartha May, a Lily May, a Bessie May. I mean, my mom was a twin and she had a twin brother that passed at birth, not birth, but as an infant. I'm surprised but his middle name was Ray, R-A-E, R-A-Y, whatever, R-A-Y. But they just didn't have no creativity. Hey, anybody know any Luthers out there right now? Like Tyrone? What up, Jazz? I know you got some. I'm supposed to be doing this, y'all. Let me do this real quick. If I could, I would. If you could, Jazz was in the military with me. Now, I'll tell you another thing, too. Now, there's a lot of if I could, I have. So, excuse me. If I could, I would have got a cup with a bigger hole in it because it works well at night after I get off live, but it just don't work up here. So, Jays, if you could change something, what would it be? Let me put this link in here in case anybody won't come on up. Say we're coming on up. If I could, I would bring for real old school black TV back from the 70s to the 90s. I would have Sanford and Son, the Jeffersons, Martin, Living Single, In Living Color. Hell, it's so bad now, I might take Girlfriends. I might let them in my little TV set. But y'all, one of the things Educated Natural was talking about today in her live, and I want to talk about it right now. If I could, I would. A lot of this stuff I'm still thinking about because it ain't over. If I could, I would open up the doors somewhere where kids, young adults can show their creativity. The average age of the people I watch on YouTube, I'm gonna say they're probably in their 40s, starting at maybe 35 and up. And there's some talented people there on this platform. It's some talented content creators. It's some talented non-content creators that come in these live streams. But damn, I sound like Lenny Williams, I was about to say, I'm sorry, but really, man, either we weren't pushed, we weren't motivated. Y'all ever watch them old black movies where it was a movie now? I'm sure it was happening in real life. Go on in there and whether it was a man or a woman, go on in there and wash dishes because you ain't gonna be nothing. Matter of fact, didn't they say that in 5 Heartbeats? You ain't nothing, ain't never been nothing, ain't never gonna be nothing. That might have been Antoine Fisher. I'm getting them mixed up now, but that's real life, y'all. That's real life. That's real life. So if I could, I would. I don't know how I'm gonna pull it out. I bring everybody there. I guess I have to have a lot of money. I want the mama, the daddy, the kid, everybody go. Everybody. All right, I'm gonna go. Yeah, wood shop. That's what it was. I'm way behind. Damn, y'all still talking about that? Hey, what's going on, Shamika? How you doing, Shamika? I've been checking you out on your channel. Peace in my garden. What's going on, man? We got some people up here. Hey, y'all, man, hit that subscribe button. I'm getting excited. If I would, I could. I said that all about. If I could, I would jump in the chat with y'all and bring the subscribe button up in there in case y'all ain't subscribe to the channel. No, but seriously, man, I'm gonna talk about something serious. I got to in a minute. Because if you believe, I need y'all to do something for me. Not for me, but for some people. I'm gonna say it right now, especially I'm gonna get on Jig's comment. He may not even know this. What's up, LGG? Man, let me see how many people we got in here. All right, y'all. Johnny May. Yeah, Johnny May. Everybody's name was May, man. Was it a rule you had to be a May if you was a young black lady back then? I'm talking about like my grandma on them age. My mama middle name is Faye. It's just like it had to have any letter at the beginning, A-Y. My mom had an E instead of M-A. She had a Y up in there for some reason. Well, I guess that's how you spell it. So it could be J, Faye, May, Clay, Ray. I mean, damn. It's 20-something more letters up in there, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. But y'all, serious, on a serious note, though, I'm going to pull it up. I just want Jez up here, not up on the screen. I put the thing down there. Right now, there's for those of you who've been watching me for a while, I served in the United States Navy. There's a ship that's deployed right now. Part of this I haven't confirmed, but a lot of this I have. It's been on deployment for 260 days consecutive. Now, they pulled in one time. 260 days. The longest deployment I've ever been on was 210 days, and it was bananas. It was crazy. Oh man, we got a guest up here. I want to bring him up here while I'm telling this story, so he can see my face. What's up, Jags? Thank you for joining.
Hey, what's up? I know you put it in there for me anyways. So.
Yeah, I put it in there for everybody. I'm just glad you took it, because I kept saying your name. That was kind of a code, man.
Right.
Oh, Jags, come on up here. But hey, y'all, welcome, Jags, J3. Let me see. I know what it means, but I'm gonna let him tell y'all what it means. But J3GS Farm, you'll hear us say Jags, but it's J3GS Farm. I'm gonna let Jags introduce, because I turned 57 last week and I got old for some kind of way. So I want to finish this story. But there's a ship, a carrier.
Are you older than me?
No, I ain't older than you, man. See, you trying to put me off. Yeah, I am. For now, just till I finish this story, that I ain't gonna be. But
go ahead.
5,000 people, roughly. They've been on deployment for 260 days. They're still there. The longest deployment I ever did on a ship was 210 days. They've hit one port in 260 days. It had to be at the 60-day mark. The longest I've been out to sea on a Navy ship was 45 days. They've been at sea 200 plus days without pulling in a port. I don't know if this has been confirmed. I'm just going to say what I read, kind of, sort of, but I got to confirm the sources. But allegedly, there are people that are trying to jump off, it's not good. It's not a pretty scene. So if you believe, please say a prayer for these young sailors. I've been there. I know what it's like to be out to sea, to be missing family, thinking about family, wanting, and then to be out there so long that it's bananas. So, all right, y'all, we got to that out the way. So, Jigs.
Since you put it like that, I was a soldier in the Army. I was not a Navy man, but the point to it is, let's be realistic. A soldier being out on the water that long, they know something is up. They know they're not on a regular mission, and that stresses soldiers out. So I can understand the soldiers. I can understand them wanting to jump off the boat and all that too. We're not in that time right now, but due to the circumstances, everybody's on alert for something stupid. if you understand what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. And that brings up a good point, Jay. And that's one of the reasons I even did this, because that lady out that talked to me today, she just made me stop and take a moment and just, for one, we got so much noise around us
Mhm.
that we're not focused on what's right in front of us. We're not. So, I mean, I can't even think about what they're going through. But then I think about, I look at, and humbly, I look at the money I have now coming in, and I go to the store and I look at the prices, and everything's going up. And I just, I wonder, and Keisha and I did a show on this on the classroom. How are people even making it? And
Barely,
you said barely, Jay?
barely.
Barely, barely, barely. Okay, it was the 5 heartbeats with, yeah. See that, Jigs. I don't know if when you came in, but that's one of the things I brought up. Um, I know you grew up north, if I'm not mistaken. I ain't gonna say you consider up. Then you grew up
New
north,
York, New York, Chicago,
New York, Chicago, and now you're in the South.
where I was born at. Came back home.
Came back home. Now, I don't know where you were when you were growing up, South, North, but have you ever heard where, not maybe you, but people around you, you're never gonna leave this place? Did you ever have a sense of that you were never gonna leave your surrounding, your
Well,
younger surroundings?
yes, I even heard it in my own family. I'm only child, but I made number 13. I'm only child, but I made number 13.
I'm gonna tell y'all how much
I was raised by my grandparents for a good while. I thought my mother was my big sister.
Wow. When did you find out she was your mom?
When I was 5 or 6, one of them. And that was the hardest time for me, my grandmother, and my that twin right there. That was the hardest time for all of us.
So when y'all found out she was your mom, that was the hardest time for all y'all?
I found out. Now, my grandmother sat me on the bed and she said, "All right now, Eddie, Betty is not your sister." I said, "What?" She said, Betty, your mama. And I said, "What?" "She'll be here tomorrow. She's gonna take you to Brooklyn." I said, "What?" She came, she got me. My grandmother was on the porch crying. He was crying, and I was in the back of the back seat looking in the window, scraping on the glass, crying. I didn't want to go. But
Like on The Color Purple?
yeah, I like that. We have never parted, but we parted.
Yeah, dang. Excuse me, y'all. That was Dang, D-A-N-G. So I've been trying to get Jags up here for the longest. And now, boy, y'all best believe.
You didn't give me an appointment, man. You didn't give me an appointment.
Now I gave you an appointment. You know what you told me? I was just kidding. I was just kidding. So, y'all, if I could, I would ask any secrets out there right now in families. I know I ain't gonna never get this. My family still have secrets. I'm sorry, but that was so damn common in the Black household and the Black families. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
I'm listening to Jay say this, y'all, and I have a very vivid imagination, and my mind never stops. And I'm thinking, well, I'm trying to, because I can't really. If I thought, and I didn't have a sister, but if I thought that my sister was my sister, and then I found out like that, because it sounded like everything. This just sounded like they told y'all it wasn't no discussion. Is that how it went, Jay?
Hey.
We
never talked about it. We never talked about it. Because me and that fella right there, we grew up as twins.
Well, who is that fella? He got me.
That's my uncle brother. He's my uncle, but we've been brothers. That the one right there in the blue suit.
Yeah.
Uh, we've been twins ever. I'm a month and I'm like a month and 10 days older than he is.
So hold up, I'm all confused. I think I'm gonna change the thumbnail to this was a. If I could, I would have not gotten confused. But so your twin is really your uncle,
Right.
but you thought he was your brother because your mama was your sister.
Yeah, we thought we were brothers.
So really, that's your mama's brother and
Right.
your uncle. Oh, I
Right.
got it now, y'all. But if this was a game show, I win the grand prize, man. Damn.
But like I said, everybody we thought we were twins, and everybody that knew us thought we were twins. But like I said, I'm about a month and 10 days older than he is.
Did they ever say why, or was it because your mom maybe was too young, or
My mom was single. She was 18 when she had me, and my grandmother raised everybody. And when we left Georgia and came up to New York. My mom went to go do her own thing. She went to nursing school and all that stuff, and that was it. And
so? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. I got
then when she came back, and they was letting me know that's my mother and everything, and it was hard to take for a good while, but hey, I'd rather have my mom than have anybody else right now.
you rather have your mom than anybody else right now.
Yeah, I love that woman.
Your mom, or your
My mom.
okay?
Not my grandmother, my mom.
Your mom's still here?
No, she left in 2016.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to ask that question, but I
Not a
wanted to have
problem.
clarity. So I wrote it down, and y'all, I'm getting through these comments. I'm sorry, this ain't scripted, so I'm really having to like calculate this in my head. So one of my fears as a young man was having to move with my family. You at 6 left a country, a rural town in Georgia or the South?
No, we left Georgia. I was 3 years old.
Oh, okay. Okay, so at least that wasn't that part, because I was thinking not only are you leaving your environment, but the picture that was painted in your environment ain't really the picture.
Right. Okay. My back in the 60s, my mom and her oldest brother went to New York to get jobs and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
63, my grandfather, grandmother, and the rest of us moved up to New York. But they didn't tell me in the process that I was the grandchild. They treat all of us the same. And that's how we grew up. Everybody was the same. You might heard me a few times. Me and my wife had 2 kids, but we raised 3 others.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they call me daddy.
Wow.
I call them my kids.
Okay, I like this. The real problem is they are not able to communicate with their families. This is coming from Just Asking for a Friend from Keisha. Y'all hear me say both names is the same person. So I got to ask this question. You know, I found this out in 2024, and I'm not embarrassed to admit this. And I know I'm not the only one, so that's why I'm not embarrassed. But you always hear these 4 letters, PTSD, and we equate that to a war or being in the military. And one of the things they were checking when I first said, I think I'm gonna get a therapist, is do you suffer from PTSD? I was like, hey, y'all don't want to know my answer. I said, heck no, man. I was in the Navy. I ain't got no PTSD. And they started asking me all these questions. So I say that to ask Jags a question, but I'm gonna answer before I ask Jags because it's only fair. I was shocked at how much mental trauma I went through as a child because of secrets.
Right.
So I'm gonna ask you, did that cause any trauma? And you don't have to answer the question. I'm just asking.
Well, trauma wise concerning that, no. It's because the way we were raised,
Uh-huh.
my grandmother, she never outcasted me anything. She raised me like I was her son. And when she told me that that was my mom, it was hard to accept, but due to the fact the way I was raised, I came to reality. As far as the trauma side, no, it wasn't all that bad. It wasn't that bad. I just had to get over crying, saying "you my mama," but you're my grandmother, and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. But let's step back one.
Okay, we can step back however many you want.
When you get PTSD, you don't only get it in the military, you also can get it in the civilian world.
And I'm gonna say this here, man. I ain't trying to scare nobody, but more people got it than they think they don't.
Yes, they do.
And one of the things that I found out, I ain't speaking for everybody. I'm speaking for Rod. I ain't the spokesperson. I ain't the spokesperson for nobody but me. One of the reasons that we have this traumatic stress disorder is because of our own people, whether it's our families,
Yes.
whether it's our friends, whether it's our neighbors, because we hold so much in, afraid to get judged, or what this, that, and the other person gonna say, or our family is held it in. And I bet you, I think this happened in my family. If a child back in yesteryear, a generation or two before mine, had a child at a young age, the trauma started right there, because that wasn't going to be that person's child. It was going to be the next adult's child.
Right.
And then it trickled down. And then everybody wasn't like Jay's at 6. Some people found out at 26, 36, 56, and never 6. Man, next live I do, I'm the thumbnail gonna just say I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about.
Now, I'm gonna add a little something to that.
Okay.
It started at 6, but you know how you look up your Social Security and it says when you started working?
I heard you tell that, but I ain't heard the whole story. So
the Social Security got me started working at age of 6. And the only thing I did at the age of 6 was pass out newspapers. That's it.
Hold up. I don't care if you passed out toothpicks. You had a job at 6. You could have passed out the fans at the church. You had a job at 6.
On my paperwork said I started working at the age of 6.
Now, you know me being a businessman I am. You think they're going to pay you all the way back to 6?
You know they ain't. You know they ain't.
So they got 12 years out of you, man. So, no, what, 10, because you can work as Chad. You know, this going to trip y'all out. This is probably the wildest thing I ever said. I ain't never told nobody this. Now, I'd have to live through this situation I'm about to picture, but I wish I could live one day like I knew my great-grandfather, like my great-great-grandfather did, and I'm pretty sure he was a slave. One day, but I had to be able to not be still here, though, because we talk about it, we read about it, it's been hid from us, and I'm talking about Black history, but you don't know what it's like until you're there.
Yes.
If I could, I would one day, and I don't want to be in the house, if you know what I mean. I want to be outside.
Right.
I want to know what it's like to work up from sun up to sundown and go and sleep in a box with who knows how many people in there and being given scraps. And yet we spend so much time talking about each other today, what they got, what they ain't got, what they should be doing. And we got secrets. Man, Jay, feel free to stop me, man. Hey,
Okay.
I used to have a rag when I get to talking. Like, oh, I got one right here, man.
Family secrets and stuff. Family have so we us we have so many secrets. And I believe one of the reasons we have so many secrets is because those other folks did so much to us that we couldn't tell everything. So even when it came to the family, like I said, I made number 13. When it came to the family, mother and daddy used to keep secrets that they wouldn't tell us. And even up to the day that they die, you will never know about it until you go through their stuff and you find a piece of paper with some stuff written down. That's how you find out about a lot of secrets, or another family member that didn't grow up with you come and tell you. I used to tell my mom, my dad, y'all keep too many secrets. Stuff that I should know, you don't tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my dad, I didn't meet my dad till I was 14. I was just turning 14 from 13.
That's when you met your dad.
That's when I met my dad.
13 turning 14.
Yes.
So in old Arkansas terms, you was already behind the 8 ball.
Well, I wouldn't say that for the simple reason my mom's boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
he was a blessing. He taught me how to fix cars. So they never got married, but he taught me how to fix cars. So that was a check mark right there. And he kind of took care of me. He kind of acted like I was his son, but I wasn't. And then I had an uncle, the oldest uncle that went to New York. He did sheetrock. He did a whole bunch of, he built things. He taught me how to do sheetrock and build stuff. That is the two men right there I give most of my knowledge to. That when I went to school, I kind of got in trouble because I ran my mouth. When they talk about doing something, I knew how to do it already.
Mm.
But we're gonna let that go. Going back to
But I'm glad I brought you up here, man, because we're not gonna know about and be able to move forward until, like, one of the things I don't do is I don't judge people, man. If anything, I respect them, I appreciate them, and I have more respect for them when I hear their story.
right.
Go ahead, Jay. You can keep on going, man. I'm just pulling up these comments.
I stopped judging people a long time ago for the simple reason I want to be my own man.
Mm-hmm.
I never try to push myself on people. When I walk into a room, I stand there, and that's me. I'm not going to try to make you believe I'm something that I'm not. I've always, I've been like that after the military, before the military, really. And that was just me. I never try to be more than I am. It's somebody else that pushes me somewhere that, no, that's not me. But hey, it ended up being me at one point or another.
Keisha said it would have been hard to be separated from your brother/uncle.
Well, yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So you left this family of you was 13, so 12 to go be
No, I was 6 then. I was 6 then.
Okay, so when you left the 12, but it was just you and your mom?
When I left at the 13, 14, it was me, my mom, and her boyfriend. But my mom, she said, "You want to meet your daddy? You this, that, another." And
I've been like, hell no. Who is this dude?
no, the only reason I wanted to meet my dad because I had a criteria. He lived in Chicago, and I said, "Can you have horses up in Chicago?" "Yeah, we can have horses up here." I said, "Do you work on cars or anything?" "Yeah, I got a mechanic shop." I was all for it then. I was all for it. My mom and her boyfriend, they separated, and we went to Chicago. And when I got to Chicago, it was nighttime. But when the daytime come, the mechanic shop was 2 cars in the backyard that he works on, and you can't have a horse nowhere around there. So I was disappointed with that. And other than that, he you I don't know whether you how far back you check my YouTube and stuff, but there was a thing on there. A father, well, put it this way: some people can be, no correction, anybody could be a father, but anybody cannot be a daddy. There's a
Right.
difference.
Yes. Father
And
is the biological one. The dad is the real.
right, anybody could be a father, anybody, but to be a real dad is training that child and showing the child how to be and grow up with a man figure. And I didn't have that. My man figure was other men that they were very responsible.
Hmm.
My granddaddy, my uncle, my mom's boyfriend. Yeah. They led me in the right direction. And when I met my dad was kind of scared of me because I was just as tall as he was, and I was just turning 14.
You know, I've heard you tell that story. I didn't, you know, I've heard you say a lot of this, and I feel honored because I've heard you tell bits and pieces, but I've never heard it like this. And I ain't saying you ain't never did it, but I've never heard it. So it's an honor, and I feel blessed to be able to have someone and have a platform where someone will come on and share
Yeah.
their private life. That, you know, another, if I could, you know what I would do, Jigs? This is impossible, but I would do it if I could. I'd go back and find out at what point did black people lose, minus the secrets, what we used to have.
I agree. I agree. But
I'm sorry.
let me throw this little piece in there. I watch TikTok and I comment on there now and then, but I like TikTok because they bring out a lot about us that's been hidden for so long. That's why I like TikTok, because they bring our history to the forefront.
You know, I remember. Now, this another. I didn't just make this title up. I've been thinking about this all day. Well, actually, before the day, but really the day after talking to that lady. She's actually, I keep saying that lady, she's a nurse practitioner. But when I do my interviews, I used to ask, but I changed the question. If I could meet, but it wasn't meet because I met him, but if I could spend time with someone out of all the people in the world, whether it's a celebrity, whether it's a basketball, football player, I've always said my great grandfather.
Mhm.
I talked to him when I was like 5 or 6. So I still remember those conversations. And you had something monumental, I'm going to say, happen when you were 6.
Mhm.
I was watching a documentary on YouTube, actually. And it was talking about Black Wall Street. And
Oh
that's
yeah,
all I ever heard about. But there were 3 places. It was 2 other places outside of Tulsa.
Tulsa. Yeah.
It was I'm not Rodney, Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina.
Mhm.
And the other place just happened to be where my great grandfather was raised,
Mhm.
which is in Lane, Arkansas. Population now about 400 people. I don't know how he did it. That's why I want to talk to him so I could try to do it too. In 1976, Jigs, that man who lived in a town that probably wasn't friendly to us
Mhm.
accumulated enough property to leave each of his 4 kids 60 acres apiece, which I still get a portion of, part of a trust fund now every year. And he left the lady that drove him around because he didn't have a car 10 acres.
Hmm.
And each of his 4 kids $100,000 apiece in 1976.
That's a blessing.
in Elaine, Arkansas, with a population of about 500 people. In a place where they, no matter how many times they built it up, it kept getting torn down, along with Tulsa, along with Raleigh, Durham, and Elaine, Arkansas. Yet, as a group, and I'm part of this group, we can't even get along.
True. True.
So anyway, what's up, Mickey? Thank you for being in here. Lurking. Hey, that's cool. That's cool. Master Light. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all also check out Jigs. Let me pull his name. Let me go to one of these comments. Pull up Jigs here real quick. So, Jigs, if it was something, if you have anything, man, that's a lot. I can't even ask you that.
I'm gonna hit on you and your great granddaddy.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you heard me. A lot of people heard me where I said I'm going to be 113. That's one of the reasons I got on this diet and start getting this meat up off me and all that stuff. Because on my mother's side, let me see. I think my grandfather was 70 something when 60 something when he passed, and my grandmother was 70 something when she passed. And on my father's side, they both left in their 80s. Now, I looked at both sides of my family, and I look at the inheritance and stuff, the going back and all this other stuff. There's no kind of history. I don't hear anybody say anything about, I want to be like such and such. I want to be like this one, be like that. No, didn't hear it on each side of the family. But then I find out about my grandfather on my daddy's side, which was his mother's father.
Mm-hmm.
He used to tell them about the Civil War and all this stuff. So they was calculating up his age. He was older than 113, but 113 was far that they could go due to the fact of keeping bad records. So that's one of the reasons I always say I want to be like my great grandfather. I'm going to do 113. I know that it's up to God. But the thing to it is, when you trust in God, you also have to claim things. And I claim it too. I want to be in good health, taking care of myself, doing what I need to do. And when 113 get here or more, hey, I'll be able to tell other family members about who I took after, which was my great grandfather.
I got my business savvy from my great grandfather. And my uncle. Notice I didn't say my father. And this is gonna blow everybody's mind because he lived in the house with me my whole life. I say that just because it's not your child, if it's a family member, you can still have an impact.
Yeah.
You got a man that the last time I held a conversation with him, I was 5 or 6. Well, he's 76, actually I was 7. And my uncle just passed 2 years ago. And that same man that had an impact on my life told me I wasn't going to make it in the Navy. That was my uncle. Now, I don't know if he was serious or trying to push me, but I took it he was serious. I wasn't going to make it. And I wanted to prove him wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you see on the screen on both sides that's Jiggs' channel. That's the man that's sitting on the screen. Let me pull it down. You have your boy Rod, Point Blank Experience. You have J3GS Farm. We're coming in, man. This is not scripted, not planned. I didn't know Jiggs was going to join me, but you got 2 brothers up here, 2 transparent brothers that aren't afraid. I've been knowing Jiggs, watching him. I never met him in person, but I've virtually known him. Going back to shortly after I started YouTube when he was co-hosting with Miss T with the T.
Yeah.
And always an upstanding. So you have 2 gentlemen up here that aren't afraid to get their hands dirty when it comes to doing things for our people.
Right.
But I'm going to tell y'all something. And I'm going to quote the great movie Jason's lyric. You can't save a brother that don't want to be saved.
True. Well, I put it this way, and like I said, my brother right there, he tells me all the time, "You too good for your own good."
You're
He gonna
too good.
he gonna tell me that about 3 or 4 times each week. We talk just about every day. Hey, Lisa, stop.
Woo wee, man, this a deep. I don't know where it came, boy. It's a deep night tonight, boy. First of all, I got through Tar saying that Olivia was Tar at an older age, and then Rod created Randolph, who's Rod at an older age, and then we got Lily Mae and all kind of Tanya gonna be Shirley and all this other stuff. But this here, if God wants God to, this is sad. Y'all gonna see what I mean when I read it. If y'all ain't read it already, if God wants to talk to me, I tell God to speak to my ancestors, and my ancestors won't lie to me.
I pass.
I am too. I am too. That was deep right there. But I'm moving on.
And really, that was more shallow.
Yeah,
God,
I'm gonna leave that part out. Hey, who is this here?
if God want to talk to you, God gonna talk to you.
I ain't pulling no more of that up.
When you see me looking up, I'm not sleeping. I'm looking at the big screen.
Oh yeah, I've been around you long enough. So for the people that head over there knocked out, he ain't. He's just looking up at the big screen. Just put it. All right. So Jay, hey, what's going on, Full of Life? Tony Minute, thank y'all for being here. Hey, Steve, man, I don't know nothing about none of these people, the Egyptians and all them. But we talking about it, what would you do? I don't know about the Egyptians and everybody. But if you could do so, what would you do now? in this century, not the 6th century, this century. So, all right. All right. So, where we at? Nah, man. All right. So, Jed. Now, we've been talking about
excuse me.
If I could, I would. Well, you done laid a lot on me tonight.
If I could have my mother come back right now, I would.
I'm glad you brought that one up because that's what I was about to do.
If I had the choice between having my mama and my daddy right now, I'd take my mother right now.
Hey, Steven, this is my last warning, bro. We were discussing if I could, I would. It's my last warning. All right. So, I'm sorry, Jay. If you could talk to your mom right now, you would.
If I could have her back right now, I would. I would ask the Lord, if he said you can have one person back right now, it would be my mom. That woman, I thought my mom was about 7 feet tall.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. Keep going, though.
No, but my mom, all these years, I thought she was almost 7 feet. But in her last day, she got me straight. We were in the hospital, and the people said, y'all need to get another bed for her because this bed is too small. I said, my mom's about 6 feet, such and such and such. She said, no. My mom didn't talk when she was on her walk. She stopped talking. But I said, my mom is 6'8". She said, no, I'm not. I'm 5'11". I said, what? I said, that woman been taller than me forever. But I would love for her to come back. There's a lot of knowledge and a lot of things that my mother taught me. I'm an outstanding cook due to my mom. The water tower in Chicago, I forgot the name of the restaurant, but there's a restaurant in there I cook. There's Harvey Cole restaurants in Chicago I cook. And I went there just to be a busboy, but I ended up cooking.
Wow. I'm gonna go backwards on what you just said. How your mom, you thought she was 7 feet tall. Hopefully, I ain't offending nobody. I don't think so in the group that I'm looking at here. If I could, I would love to see how those black women back then stood 7 feet tall. I don't care what their real height was. I love to see that. I love to see some of the brothers that went back, regardless of what their title was, their job was, they wasn't too proud to work for their family, put food on the table.
Mhm.
You said if I could, your mother, anybody in this life disabled. I ain't saying every day, every hour. This is your life, but you got two people, and I'm about to say the same thing Jay just said. If I could go back and have my mother here, I was talking to just asking for a friend either today or yesterday. It was today about some stuff my mom when I flew my mom out to LA. And coming from Arkansas and being in LA, y'all, if the conversation was just comedy. But if your mother is here right now, or whoever raised you, let them know you appreciate them. If you're not getting along, find a way to get along. That's one of the things you can have some others that fill in, but most of the time we only get one mother. Just depending on how your life is set up. But um, if I could sit down as a young man when I know I was doing wrong, when I know I was not living up to, forget her standards, but what she expected from a young man that she raised.
Mhm.
If any young men or young women out here that watching this, watching the replay, you're old enough and you think you know it all, I don't know what's magical about parents, but I guarantee they 10 steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. So um, I'm looking at some here. All right, hey, just asking for dropping the links for everybody. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you. So, Jez, man, I'm about at that hour and a half mark. I ain't ready to go. I'm just looking at this clock because I ain't gonna go too much past the hour and a
I ain't got nothing to do. Tampa ain't on tonight. I'm just chilling.
half. Oh, that's why you're here. Now we know the story. Hey, Keisha, you hear that? All your gardeners, y'all hear that? You hear go Tampa ain't on tonight. Well, and I know you are Tampa's co-host. So you now we've seen a lot of you on YouTube. At least I've seen. I don't know about we. A lot of you on YouTube lately. Is it?
Well, put it this way: you see me mostly on YouTube when it get cold. When it's cold outside, you'll see me on here because I don't like the cold.
Oh,
But during these extreme hot days in summer, I like being outside.
well, you must be on YouTube. No, I've been seeing you in a lot of live, man, and it's hot.
The evening time,
Oh, y'all
it's time to
kids
be
got
in
an
the
answer
house.
for everything.
Time to be in the house.
Any man or woman that come on my show and say, I'm here, I ain't got nothing to do because the show I'm normally on ain't on tonight.
Well,
I
let,
ain't got nothing to
let,
live for.
let me get that. Let me change that out your mind right now. I'll tell you a little story that'll make you laugh.
I won't know if I want to hear it, but go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
There's a song. There's a song that says, I don't even know whether it was a real song or not. It's just something that I started singing in church back when I was in Germany and stuff. And it says, a real good mother is hard to find. And I, I used to always sing that, especially on Mother's Day. A real good mother is hard to find. Now, I'm going to tell you about this 7 feet tall woman. We lived in Brooklyn. I don't know. I don't know. You might be too young. You ever heard of Mom's Mabley?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. I think I saw on TV.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. I heard about it like later on in life.
yeah. She was my babysitter.
Yeah, I heard you say that. Matter of fact, I hadn't heard it. That's when I heard about it. I heard you say that, and I googled it.
Yeah,
Serious. I remember when you
we
said it.
lived in Brooklyn, and she was my babysitter for a while. And before she was doing comedy, but after me, she went big time. But
Hold up. Let me guess. You had something to do with that?
no, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Okay.
I ain't nothing to do with that. But see, I said I'm gonna give you something so you laugh about it to get your mind off the other stuff. We left Brooklyn and rode to Albany, New York. We were on the Greyhound bus, and her seat was, we didn't sit next side each other because the way the seats was sectioned off and everything. She was right across from me, and I'm just sitting there minding my business, enjoying the ride. And this old fella gonna come up. He a little drunk, and he talking trash, and he had a cigarette in his hand. And other people on the bus was like, "Watch out, watch out!" And my mom said, "Hey, you better get from over my son with that cigarette." Ash fell on my head. That 7 feet tall woman pushed that old boy down in the middle of the aisle, and she was beating on him with a shoe.
Man. And that was Miss, what's her name? Mabel Ma?
No. That was no Mabel Ma. That was my mama that actually did that.
Okay,
I just threw it in there, but I just threw it in there about the babysitter. But
so your mama beat the dude up on the bus.
Yeah.
I bet his life was never the same.
Yeah. The bus driver stopped and put him off the bus in the middle of nowhere. Put him off the bus in the middle of nowhere. Because once she started swinging and everything, the bus driver, he didn't come up there and try to break it up. He said, no, ma'am, just stop, ma'am, just stop. And he put him off the bus right there where he stopped at.
Man, that's hold up, man. Hold up. Oh yeah, y'all. I gotta see something. Yeah, I'm still here, Jay. Okay,
I'm gonna tell you.
Keep going, man.
That woman was amazing, man. That woman was amazing.
So hold up, man.
2016, when she was on her way out, she well, actually, I bought her an iPad because we were always talking on the phone, and I didn't see her, so I bought her iPad, and yeah, that's Mom's baby.
You know, I'm gonna find that, man. So this was your babysitter?
Yeah.
Man, I bet there's nobody try to take her groceries or nothing, huh? She like you.
She took my money. Back then, you used to get Kool-Aid for a penny, and we used to buy Kool-Aid, and we make Kool-Aid for us, and we'd be drinking Kool-Aid and stuff. And I came home with 10 packs of Kool-Aid. She took my Kool-Aid and everything, and she made freeze pops, and she was out there selling them.
Man, that's wild, man. I wish y'all. My babysitter was somebody whose middle name was May. I don't even know who it was. I ain't had no famous babysitter.
I also had another babysitter named Candy.
What she do for a living?
Good question.
Never mind. I don't even want to know.
Hey, good question. I think she might have been in her 30s or early 40s. And he came to Brooklyn to visit us to stay the summer with me. And we were playing and stuff, and I think she kind of taught us some things that we didn't know at the time.
Well, I got a question, but hold up. Keisha said, I miss freeze pops too. I remember there used to be a dime at the little store I used to go to.
Yeah. Now, this was in the little Dixie cups. They put them in Dixie cups and freeze them.
That must have been a New York freeze pop, because a South freeze pop was in some plastic.
Nah, this was little Dixie cups.
This what was so tricky about the one we had, G. You couldn't get no scissors to cut the top, so you had to bite it off with your teeth. And it didn't have no little perforated stuff. You just had to bite it off. And you had to, you pinch a little piece and put it in your mouth. I remember one day I went home.
That's the push pop. That's the push pop.
What we call them in the South? He said push. The push pop was like I remember the push up, but
not the push up, the one with the orange, white, and blue. Not that push up, but the freeze pop.
I'm talking about the freeze pop that had supposedly flavors, but they all tasted the same.
Yeah,
they was red, green, this blue. Blue was a little different. Purple. Notice I ain't saying no grape, strawberry, cherry. I'm saying because that's how we call it, red, blue.
They just had colors. It wasn't no real flavor. It was just colors.
God damn it. Educated Natural said they called them ISIS. Can somebody from the South help your boy out? Maybe they didn't call. See, no, Keisha called them freeze pop. Keisha, what kind of freeze pop you talking about? Y'all, this is a whole day go topic. Do y'all remember freeze pop? We got 15 different kind of freeze pops. So, all right. Hey, what's up? Grandma does it all. Thank you for being here.
Hey, Grandma.
Keisha said we had, hold up, Julia Pops. Oh, Juleps. What the hell? Where y'all grew up at? Juleps. Oh, she said what the hell, whatever you talking about, Jigs.
Julep Pops.
Now, see, when I grew up, that red, white, and blue was like the all-star pop or the 4th of July pop or something. With no free. What are we talking about here? I guess
that's the one in the little the skinny plastic container, right?
Yeah, the one you talking about.
And you push it up.
Yeah. You talking about it had a little stick at the bottom?
No, not the one with the stick. The one with the stick had different colors.
Man, they already gonna wonder what the hell I got going on over here with the stuff I be Googling for songs and Mama Maybelline. I bet Google said, what is that dude doing? All right, y'all. We gonna solve this. Whatever Google says a free. All right, that's what I'm talking about right there. Hold it. They still sell them. Y'all, I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna solve it. We're gonna see how many freeze pops are there. What kind of show is this, y'all? We've been talking about freeze pops. I don't believe it, man.
Everything's a conversation.
Hold up. I gotta go to the other screen. So CJ, well, I guess you might see.
Yeah, that's a freeze pop. You cut the tip off and you just squeeze it up and that's how you eat it.
Well, that was the New York size, because the Arkansas side was about this side. They were real skinny. See how you can get 18 of them things in 2026. You can still get 18 freeze pops for $3.48. And believe it or not, that's double the price.
You can get it at Wally World and Harvey's.
I might go in the freeze pop business. I'm gonna have a freeze pop channel. I'm serious, man. Because they making money. All right, y'all. Let me get over here. Let me get serious over here, man. Y'all, this is living proof. Anybody that with this whole watch hour scare, man, you get some good people in the comments, and you get a good person up here with a co-host, Jay co-hosting with me tonight.
That's a freeze pop too.
God dang.
That's watermelon water.
So you can peel away as you were eating it. You had a foam cup. Now we had some plastic, man. I just knew the one person I knew was gonna side with me was Keisha. I'm looking at something, man.
I think she's talking about the push pop.
I don't know what she's talking about, but I tell you what, we're gonna with the name like Candy. See, I ain't the only one that was thinking like this, Jay. I knew it. I was just waiting on somebody to speak up. We had styrofoam with a name like Candy. Oh, okay. Then Piece of My Garden left that alone. She started talking about the styrofoam cup. Oh, he left that alone. I was waiting to read the rest of it. I thought she was about to finish it off with a name like Candy.
I guess she said, yeah, y'all did learn something.
Ices. Okay, all right. Right, Keisha, we call them frozen cups in Alabama. So it's safe to say, if I could, I'm gonna find out how many different types of freeze pops there are, because obviously they ain't one.
There's a bunch of them.
Man, I'm gonna have to call my brother. What time is it? No, he'll kill me. He'll hour ahead of me. I was like, hey man, it's more freeze pops than we thought it was. He goes like, "Boy, why the
So
hell?"
now you want to go back in time with your brother so y'all can test all the freeze pops. Huh?
No, my brother's different, man. For some reason, Jigs, my brother lost his memory from when he was like 12 and below. I said, "Hey, man, you remember when?" I'm trying to think of something happened. Oh yeah. This is the last conversation. I said, "Man, I used to want to be a bus driver." He said, "What?" we just had this conversation a couple of months ago. I said, "I ain't talking about the school bus though. I'm talking about like the Greyhound and the Trailways." Because one time we rode the Greyhound from Arkansas to Chicago, and I worked my way up to the seat right behind the driver because back then it wasn't no automatic Greyhound. They had stick shift. Mm-hmm. It was just like 18-wheeler. They be shifted the gear 12 times before we get to the first stop sign when you're leaving the station. So I said, "Man, you don't remember we took that bus to college?" He said, "I don't remember that, Rod." Then I asked him something else, and I said, "Man, what the hell? Where were you when we were kids? I mean, I know you were there." I swear he forgot everything. So I can't reminisce with him. He don't remember nothing.
You know, Rod, that's why I got out of my whole military career, my best EER, I was a spec for an E7 slot. And that's what got me a good EER because I had a good memory.
Well, Jed, yeah, I have a good man. I'm that's enough. If I could, I would keep my memory forever because for my age, I have actually I got a good memory for not my age. I could tell it's changing a little bit, but like y'all ain't gonna believe this. When I write a song, I might be riding from here to Kroger, and I think of some lyrics, and I remember until I get home, and then before I come in, I jot it in my phone. I can't do it while I'm driving, but when I was in the hospital for 28 days, Jays, you know, I had no pen and no paper, and I remember everything they told me. Mm-hmm. 28 days worth of words I could never probably spell. That's probably why I didn't write them down. So hearing you say your memory, man, hey, these people still trying to figure out freeze pops, man. They got zero. Y'all,
they want to get past that memory. They want to remember this.
I love people that come to this channel and be in the comments, man. Y'all, when I know I ain't Michael Jackson. I ain't running around talking about I love everybody, but I really love, you know how Michael Jackson, he be a concert. Hey, we love you, Mike. I love y'all too. I don't do that. I seriously love the people that come in here because seeing y'all laugh and reading the comments, and I can't believe that we're here really trying to figure out all the different kind of pre. I love it. I can't wait to call my brother tomorrow. I'm probably set my alarm.
You know why I can tell folks on here that I love them?
Why?
Because a lot of them on here I have met in person.
Wow.
And then some of them, depending on how I feel, how the day went, whatever, I can come on here and the people in here, just watching them, watching the comments and watch how folks act and everything, it kind of lifts you up. It kind of makes you feel a little better. So when I say I love somebody on here, I honestly do, because you don't know how you inspire me.
I like what you just said, Jay, because if I could, I would have more channels that are doing stuff like the people I'm looking at in these comments, because whether we want to believe it or not, a lot of people aren't watching TV, they're watching YouTube.
Right.
And what you just said, I got to piggyback on what Jay just said. All the people, I ain't never met no Martin. I did meet Cole at a party, the dude that played Cole, whatever his real name. I ain't met no Red Fox, I ain't met none of them, but we have the opportunity to meet the people we watch now. And we can come in, like you just said, some of these people are listening ears. Y'all, this will help too. If y'all go back and watch a lot of my old videos, I'd have told my whole life story throughout my YouTube career. I talked about the hospital visits. I talked about getting attacked by 4 pit bulls, even though nobody believed me, except the doctor. Even though I got a video with a whole live stream with a cast. So do y'all know I went live the day after I got attacked by pit bulls? That's grinding. 4.
No, that's content.
I didn't get the bulldogs though. I just went. Yeah, I don't even want to get into that story.
Well, the experience is the content.
Yes, 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 yes.
'Cause
It,
there's so many uh due to the fact the way we were raised and everything. There's a whole bunch of things, and some things we just don't want to tell folks. But I'll tell folks I'm an open book. Just don't try to get in my real business. But I don't have anything to hide. I don't have anything to hide.
it's one of the things when I go to channels. One of you, it's got to be something I like. It ain't got to be nothing information. But if I feel a sense of reality there, like it's real, I don't care what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And the more the conversation is transparent and nobody's in competition with nobody, I'm just in heaven.
Right. Right.
I mean, I created Points Blank Experience because the PBT Points Blank Travel I had to stay on the points and miles, and investment rod I had to stay on the finance. But this channel, sometimes I try my best not to let any profanity slip out. Sometimes I get excited, y'all. I'm human. But this platform to have people like, and y'all believe it or not, and I'm not too big of a man to admit it, me coming on here sitting on this side of this is therapy for me. It's not just I go to other live streams or people in the comments, it's therapy for them. I know, even though I ain't convinced it yet, I keep trying to tell Keisha I missed the classroom because we were like uncertified, not realistic, and don't nobody say we were because we weren't therapists.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we were receiving therapy.
Right.
So anyway, all right. So Jay, man, well here. Let me get through these freeze. All right, you thinking of a freeze cup? All right.
Well, realistically speaking, me, Miss T, Tampa, but I was also on with me and Odom Somstead.
You was on his show too?
We were on together.
Excuse me, that's what I mean.
And we came on to help people because when we came on, everybody want to make the money. They want to make the money. When I came on here, I didn't come on here for the money. I came to help people. I like helping people, so that's why I came to help people. And in the process, yeah, I'm gonna do my thing. But as far as the money and all that, I'm not concerned about that. You'll understand because I say 100%. You understand that. Everybody don't understand that. So that's why I'm not chasing the money. But I would love to have it where if my son or my grandchildren want to continue this, they'll have a head start already. That's it. But hey.
If I was in Hands in the Dirt, Bougie, and OCD. They were live,
Mm-hmm.
and Stacy Hands in the Dirt said, "Hey, Point." He said, "Oh, I didn't put an S on it," and I've said on my channel, but I don't really say it on other channels unless I'm a guest. And a lot of people don't know. I became a content. Well, I wasn't even a content creator. I became a YouTuber when I was trying to learn about points and miles because I didn't understand. It didn't make sense to me how I was going to be able to fly free with these points. I didn't understand it. So as I watched people, I was like, man, I could do that. This dude talking about how his camera ain't working, his lights ain't right. I ain't learning nothing about no credit card. I'm just learning about how none of this stuff working. And that started the Points Blank Network.
Mm-hmm.
Just me saying, I can do better than that. I ain't trying to be like him. I want to be better than him. And what was crazy about it, he was one of the few black dudes that was in that niche. And we're still cool to this day. And at the time, he had about 6,000 subscribers. I think right last time I looked, he had 350,000 subscribers. We're still cool. I say that to say, man, freeze problem. Oh, I got to go way back. What Miss Cheryl said is here, Jeg. And this how Jeg started, Miss Cheryl. He said he had some frozen Kool-Aid. It wasn't really, I don't even think they was giving us Kool-Aid when I was little. It didn't taste like nothing. Now, Jeg, did you ever get in trouble for getting a Kool-Aid pack? I don't even, it might be after your time. I don't think so.
No.
getting a Kool-Aid pack and getting a little sugar, sneaking in that security system of a sugar jar they used to have back in the day. And it would, that's another story. And you get some sugar and put it in there, and then
slow down, bro. Back then, the Kool-Aid was sweet already.
No, I must have missed it. No.
They had the Kool-Aid that was sweet already.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you talking about that container like this?
No, it was in a pack, just like the little Kool-Aid pack.
Really? How much? There wasn't no sugar enough for black
people? It was already sweet, and one also came with a piece of candy that you dip the candy down and suck on the candy and stuff.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Well,
the Kool-Aid was already sweet, but when other people take it, they take the Kool-Aid to add more sugar because they adding water content to it and everything, so it's real sweet anyway.
If I could, I would have got rid of the cookie jar. I don't know. Like when I grew up, especially my grandma, even my mama's house, everything that a child was not supposed to be in was a cheap ass security system. Y'all remember the cookie jar that had some little cookie man, some little shelf on it, but when you raise the top, it it was glass. It was all porcelain, glass, whatever.
Porcelain hitting porcelain.
Man, me and my brother became experts. I'm surprised we didn't grow up as thieves because we had it to a size. He'd be the lookout. I'd go in there, man, because you could only get 2 cookies back then. Hold up. Remember the ices that had the gumball at the bottom? But y'all,
yeah.
Man, what the hell was I? Must have been deprived. I remember the Annihilators. Hey, what up? Keep it up. The Griffins said, "What's up, Rod? Here watching as we wind down for the night." Hey, what my man Drew at, man? Hey, Joe Christie.
With the Griffins.
Hey, when y'all get home, do y'all have an iPhone? I know this is so unprofessional, but I'm trying to, what's going on is their youngest son, Drew. Every time I ain't even near it to live because I don't have my phone is always on do not disturb, so I don't get notifications. And I go to somebody like Keisha said it one time, Anwar said it, and I go in there and their son is looking for me because they're watching. They're live, but he's looking for me because he used to seeing me live. And man, that touched my heart every time I think about it, boy.
Hey,
I got to FaceTime. I got to give him a special. His dad said, I think maybe Drew is like what 4. He said, me and Drew got some business he want to talk to. They cracked me up, man. Me either. I don't have anything to hide. That's why I share like I do. And that's why I have a book circulating throughout the world. I know that what I did is not who I am. Say that again.
Right.
I'm glad you put the word book in there because this is going to segue into what I'm about to say, Sandra. Don't let nobody make us who we're not.
They done that already. Now we make ourselves. Because
I'm going to tell y'all, I put a post on Instagram today on all the channels I got. And I've always felt like this, and I go to my grave believing this. There's nothing in this world I can't do. Unless if I put my mind, except swim. I ain't figured that one out yet. Nothing in the world except swim that I cannot do.
That's it.
I've never used the word because it wasn't probably introduced to me of manifestation. But when I started YouTube, I manifested having these different channels. The Griffins were around back then. When I was in Arkansas, told I couldn't, I told my mom that I was going to travel the world, and I did. I said that I was going to buy some gold and silver when I used to sit in Arkansas as a little boy and read it in the newspaper and didn't know where or how to buy it. I just always seen the price of gold and was told, me, we could never afford it.
Yeah.
Jay, boy, I'm so glad you came on here with me, man.
Sandra just asking, wanted to know the name of your book.
Hey, she said, Sandra, now correct me if I'm wrong. I know these glasses don't be glassing, but I think they was tonight. You said you were gonna send me the old book and the new book, like send it to me. Hey, hey, now, Sandra, if it's for sale, let me know. I'll buy one of them if you give me one now.
You want a discount?
No, I don't. That was wrong with us, man. If you selling them, I'm gonna buy it. So Sandra, put it in the comments and name your book. I ain't tripping. I've been people have been asking me to write a book for years, and I used to say I had to write, I had to publish mine on my deathbed because might be some people mad at me. But I might go ahead and break down and write one. I started one when I was on deployment, but it was fiction. It was called. You ever had Delta syrup? Yes.
Yeah.
That was gonna be the name of my book, but I was talking about this thick, sexy. I'm gonna leave it right there. I didn't get past the first page, but I'm thinking about writing a what do you call it, autobiography.
I thought the same thing too when I was in the service, and I used to keep this spiral book, and I was writing my life, and I forgot the song. Betty White was singing a song.
Tonight is the night.
No, not that one.
No, you said Betty Wright or Betty White.
Right.
Oh,
the Betty song, not the friend song. But anyway,
was it Woman to Woman?
No, it was. I forgot the name of the song, but anyway,
No Pain, No Gain.
That could have been it too. But I listened to her song, and I always put her song down. And I wrote notes in my book, and I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna get this published one day." I never did. When I came from Korea, I put all my stuff up in the room, and later on I went to Germany, and they just took everything out of the room and stuck it in a box out on the front porch, and the weather got to the stuff, and that was it.
You know, James, I'm actually an author right now because I'm writing a book via these songs. Y'all, if you wasn't here for the beginning, please stay to the end, which ain't gonna be much longer. And it's called Going Back in Time. And that's if a song sound like it's talking about me, it's like they said, if it sound like a duck and walk like a duck and quack like a duck, it's probably a duck. But if it sound like it's Rod, it's probably Rod. and I'm not. That's another thing, man. I'm not ashamed, Jays, of nothing I've been through.
No.
What I've done a lot made me the man I am today.
That's it.
We're not VCR tapes. We're not DVDs. We can't go back. We here and going forward. And what I was and what I've been through and what my mama put me through, or my daddy put me through, or my aunt who said I wasn't gonna be nothing but the dude standing on the corner selling stuff. It's not who I am. And I gotta pull this back up. What I just read that? I thought I read that somewhere. Sandra said it's way up there. I ain't going back. She said she know her past is not who she is.
Right.
Oh man, now this right here, that right there should have been a jail sentence right there. The peppermint stick in the pickle.
Oh yeah.
That had to be one of the funkiest combinations in history. I'm sorry, man.
But now I learned that in Chicago.
Oh my God.
And when we come to Georgia and stuff and we talk about that was new for a bunch of folks around here.
Well, where I grew up, I don't know if it was like a qualification or something, but not everybody. When I first started seeing it was people that were pregnant. Mm-hmm. And they said they wanted, it was something, they like pickles and ice cream or something, I guess. I don't know. But I just never, man.
Nah, the pregnant ones I saw, they're eating cornstarch and red clay from Georgia.
What? Cornstarch, clay, real clay, or that's something that y'all call like red beans or rice or something?
They ate the red clay that's in Georgia. It's called red clay. It's actual clay.
And cornstarch.
No, then you don't eat them together. They're separate. The pregnant women I knew when I was growing up, that's what they was eating. They would always order some clay from Georgia, and my aunt, she was one of them. She would always get a box of cornstarch, Argo, and she just be sitting there eating starch. Why they did it, I know not why.
That's crazy as hell. I don't either. I ain't touching that, man. There's too many women in here. Maybe if y'all know why they did it, let me know. But Tag, the analytic gardener, said, and she must have saw that post. It was two of them, and I said everything I've done started with a vision.
Yes.
And my visions always become reality.
Right.
And
well, what does the word say? Without a vision, you perish.
Well, I must. You think you're gonna be 113? I must gonna be 265 because I got a whole lot of vision. I'm serious, y'all. My mind does not stop until like 11 or 12 o'clock at night, and I got up this morning about I don't know 8ish, 9. No, it was 9 time I slept in.
I'll tell you about that. My mind has always been racing until I turned 58 years old.
Well, I got one more year then.
When I turned 58, my brain stopped all that stuff. How it's time for you to go to bed, and you said, "Dog, I should have did this today. I should have did that. Oh man, I got to do this. And it's time for you to go to bed." My mind was always going. When I turned 58, it just stopped, and that's the best 2 weeks of sleep I had this whole time I've been on this earth. When I turned 58.
This gonna trip you out. You might be able to relate, Jay. Well, I'm sure you can because you were in the military, but I want to clear what Sandra cleared this up real quick. I said I want to send you my book, and the book I wrote for another person. I got you, but Sandra, I don't know if you have. Is your book for sale? Because I'm really interested. I want to buy it. So, Jays, my mind, I can't say when it stopped, but I vividly remember when my mind started racing. When I started working for myself and the enjoyment and all these ideas that I had that were bottled up for decades. I worked from 15 to 53, that's 38 years. All these ideas that I would either couldn't because I wasn't in charge, afraid to because I didn't want to fail.
Right.
Or because I thought I wasn't gifted enough. Once I started working for me, I was like, you know what? I got a whole lot of time to make up. And it goes back to, I feel like I lost a lot of time. I used to say wasted. I wasted a lot of time. But if I learned something from it, I found out that I didn't waste it. Right. But I lost a lot of time when I was deployed in the military. I lost a lot of time when I was working for other people, making them rich with my ideas and my hard work. So now I'm making it up in a fashion where everything I went through, especially the negative stuff, I don't really come on here to preach about the negative. I come on here with a solution so don't nobody have to go through what I went through. Mm-hmm. I talk about the if I could, if I would, or Keisha and I have talked about betrayal, and Tanya and I have talked about subjects because we want people to think. Mm-hmm. And y'all may not realize it, but we're trying to erase a lot of those what we used to keep as secrets and get people to talk about it and provide a safe place for them to talk about.
Right.
Thing. Sandra came in here and said something one time that blew my mind. Asked me, did I lose any respect for it? No, I gained 12 times more respect than I had before she said it. All right, so everybody speaking. Okay. From Rebel, I just saw that I had to make sure it wasn't from Rebel to Remnant. The true story I'm now writing from Remnant to the Wall. The true story continues. Man, that sounds like a song I would write, man.
I could tell you when my mind started rushing. That's when I went in the service. Because when I went in the service was kind of still out here like the outside. You had folks that only want to do things for certain people. Mm-hmm. And racism was in the military too. And that's when my mind continued to start going. I got to stay one step ahead of this fella. I got to do this. I got to do that. And that's how my mind, I'll be thinking about 20 things and I should only be thinking about one. So the military is what got my mind like that. And when I turned 58, that's when it stopped.
You know what, man? I'm doing James, you got me sharing a whole lot of secrets tonight, but I don't mind.
As long as you don't get in trouble, it's okay.
Oh no, it ain't no trouble. But hell, I said that and forgot what I was gonna say. I really did, y'all. These comments are triggering, I'm sure. You got me telling a lot of secrets, man. It'll come back to me. Wow. See, that's what I'm saying. Educated natural. We think like pickle, pickle and peppermint stick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see something right here. Yeah, love the book titles. Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say before I pull Sandra's up. Jigs, I never shared this here, but how many people out there don't like nobody telling them what to do? And we're gonna raise up, man, really in the next few minutes. I'm gonna read it. It's the last call for comments. I'm gonna go ahead and do this here real quick. I'll probably take 3 comments after the line I just put down in the comments or the lines. Mm-hmm. How many people don't like people telling them what to do? I know I was one of them. Now I don't mind, but.
Well, being in the military, I knew I was going in the military. I knew I was going in the army. I was a MASH fanatic growing up. And then when I went to ROTC, I loved it. I knew I was going in the army because that's the type of person I was. And who was it? Somebody said, "You going to be an officer?" I said, "Nope, I'm not going to be an officer." But I was going in the army. And when I got in there, I kind of got shooken a little bit by the way things went because it wasn't like on TV. Mm-hmm. So I finally come to reality, and there's a lot of heartaches and all that stuff. So you learn to be on your P's and Q's and try to think above, beyond the next person.
Well, that's kind of what my mom told us. My brother and I growing up, we had to work twice as hard just to maintain pace with people that didn't have the same color skin as me. It was true at the time, and maybe still true now, but I was one of those people that didn't like people telling me what to do. Had the time, include my mom. So when I got in the military, I couldn't stand all the people that told me what to do. That's the reason I retired as an E8. I took something what a lot of people, including myself, would take as negative. When we hear so many stories about young men and women that don't want nobody to tell them what to do, they become defiant. Then they end up in the system. Then they end up in prisons and juvenile halls. Mm-hmm. I wasn't special. I just took that same thing that they probably were experiencing and turned it into something positive. And I just and I was blessed to have a brother that was from the hood. That was he was an E7, I was an E5, then I'm an E6. He was an E8, I was an E7. He was E9, I was E8, then he retired. The hardest person I ever worked for, but not one time did I say, "You treat me like this because I'm Black." Mm-hmm. I told him, "You treat me like this because I know deep down you care about me." So when I got out of there, I decided to get in the car business, Jags, and I was the dude standing on the lot in the snow, the rain, the sun, 39 years old, E8 in the Navy. I went all the way back down to E0. Not even a 1.
Trust me, when we get out, we all do.
That wasn't too fun, y'all. Yeah. So I said, man, I got to figure out how to be at the top. And when I left, about a year and a half before I left the car industry, I was third in command at the dealership. You had the owner, the general sales manager, Rod. I say this not to flex. I'm saying this to reflect and to let people know we really don't like to be told what to do. Our younger people don't like us even telling them what to do. But it's ways. Jeggs told a story earlier about his mom's boyfriend. He probably, now this is going to prove I got a good memory. soon as that man said he had a horse and all the stuff Jiggs wanted to do, he became interested. Is that what you said, Jiggs?
The dad.
Okay, the dad, not the boyfriend, the dad. The dad.
The boyfriend did
Real
cars.
quick. Yeah, the dad, the person you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna get ready to raise on up the low iron when you pray. So hey, man, they talking about white clay in North Carolina. So Jig, see what you done did? You done took them from the freeze pops.
well, when I was in New York, I know folks used to order clay from Georgia, the red clay, and they would eat it.
We ain't never had that in
They
Arkansas.
said there's some kind of nutrition in it that
Oh,
they liked and
he
needed.
said the low iron. You have low iron when you're pregnant, so they eat the red clay.
I don't know whether it was low iron or not. I just know a whole bunch of women was eating Georgia clay.
Man, I didn't know that about you, 10. You ate white clay? Well, you learn a whole lot of stuff on Punch Blank Experience.
That just sounds. Nah, let me shut up.
Yeah. You better go punch out and say you ain't gonna get me.
I'm gonna leave 10 alone. Let me shut up.
Hey man, if y'all ain't checked out the Educated Natural, please check out, man. She has the right name.
Right.
The Educated Natural. Matter of fact, I might quit. I didn't used to call her no 10. But when the initials became cool, but I might go back to the Educated Natural. She ain't no joke, but I can't say she fair.
Either way, as long as you give her respect. That's all. Either way, as long as you give her respect.
If you don't give her respect, you ain't got to worry about it because you ain't gonna be talking to her around alone.
Hey.
I mean, that's what's gonna happen. Okay, pregnant women tend, man, I'm not a whole lot crave cornstarch. Back in the day, it was a crunchy kind, but they don't sell it anymore. Probably
Yeah, they had the little lumps in it, and some of them you had to break. Yeah, that's the cornstarch.
a shadow edits or whatever. Hey, this we talking about if you could, what would you change? Actually, I didn't see the post about your. Oh, you didn't? It was a song. I don't have it on here to even play it, but it was a song I wrote when I introduced Real Music Reborn is the slogan. Real Music Reborn is the slogan for my music channel. We taking it back to real music and instead of all that hip hop. I mean, I like hip hop. I love hip hop, but instead of stuff that starting to sound so repetitive. So Argo starch in the red and white box. I remember that. Man, y'all talking about stuff I ain't never heard of. They ate Argo starch or red clay because of a nutrient deficiency, iron and mineral. God dang.
A bunch of women was it deficient. A bunch of them was deficient.
They used to actually use it in. Oh, so when they said starch for when you starch in your shirt, that's what they were.
That starch. You mix it in water, spray, put it in a spray bottle, and spray it on your clothes.
I'm telling y'all, man, it's something to this because I could tell it now because neither one of them are no longer here. But my father vowed my younger brother and I not to ever tell our mom, and we didn't. But when we used to like have a cold and my mom would leave and we said we were stopped up, this dude would shake a can of Lysol, get a towel, spray it, saturate it, and put it up to our nose. Yeah, you could breathe. I promise you could breathe. But how many brain cells did this dude kill? Lysol. Don't y'all do this. I'm not. This is what my father did.
It's totally different. Hey, this is disclaimer. Lysol is totally different than when we were kids.
Well, this is a super disclaimer. Don't y'all go do it. I'm telling you what my daddy did, and don't y'all do it. It didn't make no sense, but it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is for sale on Amazon. I really would like to send it to you once I have a ton of them right here in my hand. No, don't worry about that. I'm gonna get one. I got the name, and I'll get the name again. All right, y'all.
Back then, the parents did a lot of things that seemed kind of crazy to us, but every one of them worked.
Wow. I learned something here. Hey, what's Chevelle at? I didn't see it. Chevelle, well, Chevelle, I don't know. Chevelle, if I missed you, I'm sorry.
I can be told what.
Oh, look, man, there's a whole bunch of stuff just popped up. See, this thing was freezing.
I can be told what to do if the tone and motive come out. Me and destructive manners in there. I will not listen nor obey. She better check herself and talk back. All right, Fantima, don't be like that.
I was say, what you reading, man? I thought you were praying for a minute. No, I
No,
know.
I'm reading on the big screen.
All right, let me see. If someone can't receive instruction, they are doomed to the glass ceiling that they have created for themselves. Yeah, you got to be able to listen, man. But it's a lot of people that don't.
Right. And you know what? After a few years, they come back to you and tell you, I wish I would have listened to you.
Yeah,
My kid, your kids are the number one that does that. They'll come back to you, Daddy, I wish I would have listened to you instead of just doing what I want. I wish I would have listened to you.
that's what started this, Jigs. That's what made me do this. There were a lot of people in my life. I wish I and I'm gonna end when I do my closing remarks, and usually it's just gonna be me. Once I drop Jay back down, I'll do my closing remark. The real reason I did is not the real. I've been all night. It's been the real, but the main thing I wish, if I could, I would change. I would do rather. My mama told me if you can't do what I tell you to do, there is a system out there that will tell you what to do, and you ain't gonna like what
That's
they
it.
tell you. And sure enough, it happened.
That's it.
I got, I got a. Did I ever read Sandra's right here? When I came out of prison,
Hmm.
people were telling me I was never going to be a social worker because I wasn't going to pass the live scan. I became that and a therapist for incarcerated men. Mm, wow. Well, Jags, you got
And
it.
you know what? Just Sandra, to be truthful with you, those are the best psychologists for the inmates that are locked up. Somebody that came from where you at and understand the system, they will help you better than somebody on the outside. See,
I'm a firm believer, Jags. You
I,
can't tell nobody something if you ain't experienced it.
I went in the army. He went to be a psychologist.
Mm. Hey, you keep saying why you keep calling him he? Because I
Because
always, yeah. Every time you refer to it, you say he.
it's a dude. That's my brother.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a reason. Maybe
No.
I mean I didn't know. I just because I meant to ask you that earlier. I never minded when folk tell me what to do. I always had the mindset to never go back and forth, especially because I wasn't going to do it anyway. Ooh, I like that.
Whoa.
Okay, we already went through that one. Facts. All right, wow, don't do it. I could be told what to do. However, if the tone and motives are coming off mean, destructive, manipulative, etc., I would not listen nor obey. She better check this. I talk back sometimes. Well, Jay, you got anything you want to say? I'm gonna get ready to close us out. And I'm telling y'all, for the people that left, if you weren't in here when I started, I probably play the same song that I wrote about 3 months ago. But I wanted to change the words. It was two sections I didn't like, and I changed it. And I changed the whole sound of it. So, uh, but Jay, you got any important words, man? Before I get ready.
I'll put it this way. For those that know, don't know, yeah, I'm a man of God. And as his title says, if I could, I would. If I could go back in this whole system that we're in, I would change a lot of things. You will realize that we're equal. We're not above or below, but we're equal. That I would change. Hey, and everybody, I'm J3GS Farm, also known as the Honey Slanger and a few other things. But hey, check me out. You might like me, you might not. Whatever the case may be, do your part. And as always, grow something.
Wow. And I could tell you, he's not only a man of God, he's an upstanding man of God. And James, it's been an honor and a pleasure to have you here tonight. Seriously, I've been trying to get you up here for a while, and I don't even know what did it tonight. I'm just thankful that it did. So
You're gonna have to send me an invitation so I can come on your show, man.
oh, okay. Say no more. I'll send you every time you want on what day of the week you wanted to, what day you need it. I'll send one tonight and have it on repeat or whatever it is. Well, James, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down. I'm gonna do my close out.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, bro.
Blessings, man. Blessings. I'll see you Sunday. I'll be up there with you Sunday.
All right, bro. Peace.
All right, man. All right, y'all. Tonight, y'all have once again removed. I'm looking at what I read. Once a night, you have witnessed greatness. Not in the form of rod or anything points blank, but we had a bunch of people came here tonight and had a good time. No arguing, no bickering. We had a gentleman that came up here and was very transparent. I'm making a huge push to make an impact. It is not going to be one person, everybody in here can make an impact. That's still not going to be enough. But we are facing some trying times. I'm not telling nobody nothing you don't already know. But if I could, I would. What would you do? If you could, what would you do? What would you change about you? Something you do, something you don't like, something you love, make it better. That's my question. We're going to get ready to raise up out of here. And as usual, I'm going to leave with a song that I wrote. You want to hear it? Here you go. What was that? But let me turn this down as I bring it on. I hope y'all have a good one.
Going back and
For the moon, you don't make you a star.
please take me back. Going back decades. A few to be exact. My mama. My mom said, boy, focus on school. You always plotting and scheming. But my granny told me, son, ain't nothing wrong with dreaming. I used to dream of being a star, a big home, diamond rings, and a big old fancy car. Growing up in the South, my dreams were bigger than most. This old dude at the juke joint said to me once, ain't nobody like us country folks. Fishing holes, gravel roads, country cooking was what I knew. I knew there was something different, depending on the path I choose. Going back in time, please take me back. Going back decades, a few to be exact. Going back in time, I still hear mama call my name. Going back decades, I made it through the flame. From street corners, hood spots, always dodging one time. Fedoras and hustle short skirts, man, the sisters were fine. A half pint of Seagrams in a paper bag, a 79 Seville with a clean ass rag, smoother than silk. The OGs kept that snub nose handy. I'm talking now and later, stage planks and $1 worth of penny candy. Pork chopper rib sandwich after kicking it at the club. Now you can't get a Big Mac meal without spinning the dub. I made it, despite the odds stacked against me. Gotta grab the younger generation and bring the little homies with me. Going back. Please take me back. Going back decades, a few to be exact. Going back in time, I still hear mama call my name. Going back decades, I made it through the flame. If I could fold the years, I'd show you what they hear. Every sky was telling me, don't quit, just live. Now I look back